All right, I get to voice my piece about Dr. Kevorkian, and Dr. Death. What's his name on COVID? Because I don't think he deserves a time of day. Some of us had businesses, some of us had loved ones, some of us had beautiful things that we lost during COVID. I had a Facebook page with over 1 million followers that many of us grew over the course of years. Started in 2011, had 1 million followers by 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. Writing articles, 6,500 articles to be exact, 6,518. On a website that shared to a blog filled with pictures and stories of people's lives. And along comes COVID, and with COVID came a decision about what was okay, what was not okay. And they decided that a Facebook page that talked about off-grid living, solar power, wind power, sustainability, grow your own garden was a risk to the vaccine. And the Washington Post wrote a story about it, and Facebook deleted that page. The GMFUS fund, with Hillary Clinton and Obama on the board, wrote the initial story, the lie, that got that page deleted. And there were 55 million followers worth of other pages that also got deleted that day that the Washington Post wrote its story. And I'm going to share what I feel about the justice system and what it's for. The justice system is to protect people. And so if you have a beautiful town of people and you have one murderer, then you have a town of people that's receiving havoc. And that murderer is put into the justice system to stop the havoc. And I used this example through many stories. This is how COVID struck me. And I'm speaking out again because it's been a long time, and I think I spoke into a climate during COVID that was almost as if I would go to jail for speaking my mind on this. But I feel we're in a better political climate right now where I can actually say this, and we'll see if Facebook calls it false news and deletes it. They'll probably delete my page over this if they're politically aligned still. So what I want to say is, as a father, if I had a daughter who was raped, I would naturally choose, should I encounter the rapist and know the extremes of this situation, be inclined to end the rapist. But the justice system steps in, and rather than allowing me to end the rapist, the justice system takes the rapist and puts them in prison when this story is known. And prison protects the rapist from me as a father of the daughter. And it also protects me from going to prison for murder or harming another human. So it creates a distance between the crime and those around the crime so that all are protected. And I think that is the purpose of our justice system, is to protect people and to bury history in time and allow people to recover on both sides. And that's what the system is for. So when COVID was at its height, and COVID was a thing that took people away from, I'll use this example when, and I use the example of a person that's close to me, a family member, works in the medical system, and the medical system said that they must get the shot. So I, as a family member, took the stance that if the person or system mandating she gets the shot, if something happens to her or him getting the shot, then that system must be imprisoned, because I, as a brother, I, as a family member, am inclined to end that system or that person who made the decision to force the shot, right? So if you're implementing a system or a shot, you're implementing a death tool on people. You're implementing a sickness tool on people, something that was seen to be harmful to many. Then those who are watching this, that are family members, are going to go, hey, you, manager, required this shot and this person died, therefore I must end you. Well, when it's an entire system that this happens with, and you got a whole medical outfit saying you must get this shot, then I go, ooh, how do we end this system? And then the government's job is to step in and say, that medical system, that medical company must be imprisoned, must be penalized, must be shut down, for somebody died by their decision, at their will, right? Otherwise, I'm going to commit something I don't want to commit. So now we come to the conclusion that Dr. what's his name, Dr. Fauci, is sitting there in Congress, speaking or not speaking, and he is the end of the road for every person, for the decisions that cause that medical system to abort our rights and make decisions for the people, causing so much harm that there are millions of Americans, or millions of people who feel the right to end the lives of those who made decisions to end others' lives. And those rights have been thwarted all the way through by government policy made by one man at the top. And that man is sitting in a chair right now in front of Congress. So all of the justice system right now hinges, and its success or failures really hinge on one man. And what I see is a mob begun by a mob at the top is this one man, and it's a mob of people who aborted the rights of Americans and made decisions. And there are medical system leaders and there are company leaders who followed the mob leader into making decisions to end the lives of many people. Anyway, that's the end for me.